Harley, I've got some bad news. Bag's fake.
What, the bags come back fake?
Yeah, the authentication team sent it and it come back fake, man.
No, you're joking me. So, welcome back to another YouTube video. Now, unfortunately, this one is a little bit different because we've maybe just been scammed for over 90,000 dirham.
What did he say?
So as you can see in front of me here, I have two, but probably one of the most popular Kelly 25s. The Kelly 25 in a taupe Epsom, one displayed in palladium, and one also displayed in gold. These two bags, well, one of these bags got brought into me a few days ago from a potential seller looking to sell her Kelly 25. Now, as you know, here at Trendsourcing Dubai, we do not do instant cash outs. The bag must be left with me so I can ensure that the bag is genuine, regardless if it has a Hermes invoice or not. That for me means nothing. We've got an authentication team by eye and then an authentication team externally that check every single bag. And we're spending on average $20,000 a month to ensure that you guys can shop with absolute confidence. But something has slipped through the net here. And one of these bags in front of me has actually come back from our team. Oh, let me not show you actually because it's going to give away the bag as counterfeit. So let's dive into a real versus fake to educate you guys and also to show you how we identified that one of these beauties is in fact fake. So when this bag came into us, I'll be brutally honest, there was no suspicion that the bag was fake. The seller seemed very genuine, she had full set, she had invoice. There was a slight discrepancy in the colour, which I'm pointing out to you now, but this is fairly common with different leathers in Epsom. A taupe can always be a little bit darker than another taupe, or could always be a little bit lighter. So for me, it wasn't a huge red flag. Now, we never, ever, ever authenticate by eye, and there has been times where a terrible fake has come in where I can turn this bag away. But we never authenticate by eye. We send off to the experts, we make sure we get some authentication documents with it, and then at least we can then sell in confidence. So, number one, when identifying this bag and speaking to authentication team, the stitching on the backing of the bag on the fake did seem a little larger than the one on the real. Now, stitching can vary with Hermes because, of course, these bags are handmade. However, looking at the discrepancy in the fake one, I noticed a lot of bumps and humps in the stitching compared to the real one that we had in front of us. As well as this, the actual movement of the top strap on the fake one is a little more loose. It moves a lot compared to the one on the real. And if you look, the one on the fake does actually look a little bit thicker than what it does look on the real. Regarding the interior of the bag and the stamps, there was no discrepancies. However, the invoice of the fake bag was actually blurred, which I'm going to show to you guys now. Meaning there was no actual information that we could see. The seller stated that this was washed in the washing. Now that for me, of course, was a red flag. It can happen, right? I can't say that a client's lying, it can happen. But for me, already, I was a little bit suspicious about the bag, but wanted to send it for a check. The smell test is super important. The nose never lies, right? The smell of the fake Kelly 25, for me, did stand out. It was quite potent. And of course, with fakes, they're not using the same leather as Hermes. They're not using the same packaging. So you're always gonna get that slight glue smell, that slight plastic, like nail varnish, I always say. And this fake Kelly 25 did give off a slight nail varnish smell, which for me, straight away, thought we need to get it checked. As well as this, if you look at the actual shoulders of the fake Kelly 25 and you look at it from an angle, you can see a glare in how rigid it sits over. Meaning that this has got maybe some slight cardboard in it or some sort of material that's making it sit square rather than flush. Now looking at the real Kelly 25, it's very flush. And when you look at it by eye, you can't see that line, that glare line. Now that glare line is because there's something inside that leather making it curve over. It's never ever displayed in the real one. Looking at the hardware on the fake bag, for me by eye, does look a little bit larger. And it does look like this bag has been re-stickered. Now it's probably not been re-stickered, but it's probably not been stickered the same way that Hermes stickered their bags, giving it some sort of heat mark under the hardware, which means it isn't as flush as what it should be on the real. But of course, we sent away and it come back counterfeit. What do we do now? Well, of course, it's always an awkward conversation. Now, what runs through my head? Did the seller know? Who did the seller buy it from? Was the seller trying to scam me? Or has the seller been scammed? Questions I'm always going to ask, but of course, this is why here at Trendsourcing Dubai, we spend over $20,000 on authentication, and it's why we never offer instant cash out. Offering an instant cash out is of course for me a red flag for any business, because if I did part with 90,000 dirham for this bag, I probably would have been blocked on WhatsApp. She probably would have left the country. So I'm now going to have an awkward conversation, bringing Estella back into the showroom, and I'm going to educate her, regardless of the situation. I'm going to tell her how I knew this bag was fake, and I'm going to guide her on how she could potentially rectify the situation if she has been scammed. So a massive disclaimer from myself as CEO of Trendsourcing Dubai: we authenticate every single bag, no matter who these bags come from. No matter if you come to our store with a direct invoice from the major retailer. Regardless if you come to my store with a third-party authentication, me and my team know that we have to make sure that we know that that bag is real, so we can sleep at night. And most importantly, that you guys can shop in confidence. So if you are in the market for a new Hermes bag, you want to upgrade your collection, and you want to shop in confidence, and you want to make sure that your money is going into something that is genuine and authentic, then please come down and see us. We're here in the Golden Diamond Park, Building 2, 2B, 2209 in Al Quoz. You can either walk in or book an appointment via WhatsApp or Instagram. And remember, if you are trying to come in and sell us a fake bag, you will always get busted.